What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. So today is Thursday, Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, it is Valentine's Day. I completely forgot. However, you will see this video on Tuesday. Let me backtrack a little bit. I did already record this video about a week ago before we left for Vero. So yeah, it's been a good week or so. But we had a little mishap in the midst of the madness of traveling and packing, and somehow the camera card got misplaced or got lost. So that footage is no longer with us. And I'm not gonna lie, I put a lot of heart and soul into that video, and I was really kind of bummed about it for a good few days. Actually, honestly, up until about yesterday. And that's exactly why I have not re-recorded this video, because I felt like when I recorded video 2, I gave it everything. It was super raw, it was very transparent, and you know, that's what I plan to bring to this video as well today too. But I just was really beating myself up because I'm like, I'm not fake. This isn't scripted. How do I do this again? It was literally one take, you guys. I don't stage any of this. I don't stop and re-record. And you know, when Drew and I film together, it's a little bit different. You know, we try to make sure that there's, you know, the dialogue flows, you know, but when it's just me and I'm filming for YouTube, I really am starting to finally find a groove and just feel comfortable talking to the camera to the point where, you know, I don't want Drew to have hours of editing to do. I just want these to be like one take. You guys can watch it while you're doing your cardio. I love the feedback. I've been receiving so many screenshots of you guys watching these videos while you do your cardio on the treadmill or the Stairmaster, and it's just like, I love it. It makes my heart so happy. So these are, you know, one take, give or take. No, I'm just kidding. They are like one take pretty much, you know, unedited, unless for some reason, I don't know. But yeah, they're that. So what I'm getting to is, like, in that video, I really like put it all out there, and I'm like, man, how do I do that again? How do you give it a second take of you know, 100% of your heart? So over this last week, I just really prayed about it, and I didn't realize how much it was upsetting me inside over this past week until yesterday, because I just had some like aha moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better about this. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I just wanted to kind of give you a background on the delay behind the second video, why it's not going to be exactly the way that I had it planned out for my initial game plan, because a lot's changed between now and the second video. And this series is called Surrendering Your Thoughts, and I've received a lot of questions about mental health and self-esteem and self-love, and how to not let your thoughts really get the best of you on a day-to-day basis. Because guys, I know, I'm human too, that is hard. It is hard, and if you don't make a conscious effort every single day to be present in the situation that you're currently in, your thoughts will get the best of you. So that is what this series is all about. If you've not taken the time to watch video 1, go ahead and click the link below. It will redirect you back to video 1, and then come back right here, or come right back here, and pick back up where you left off. That way they all kind of do go in a little bit of a sequence order. They do feed off of each other. There's a story in video 1 that I will be referencing in video 2 and things like that. But other than that, I'm gonna dive right in and let's get going. So for video 2, I was really like humming and hawing in the beginning on, okay, video 1 was this, and this. How do I continue to progress from there? Because and I'm a self-proclaimed vlogger, okay, whatever that means. Bird, come on, yeah? I'm really new at this. You know, granted, Drew and I have had a camera now for almost a year. Vlogging and being behind the camera, in front of the camera, it's just totally not been a priority because I just get really uncomfortable. But I promised myself this year that I was going to challenge myself. I was going to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So through all of this, God has truly taught me some things myself about surrendering my own thoughts. I'm here to give you just some feedback and some insight on some things that work for me. I'm not a mental health specialist. I'm not certified in mental health, anything like that. This is just simply some things that have worked for me and some things that I've taken directly out of the Bible and the Word of God, and that I just want to share with you all to just give you a few resources that have just helped me, through this process. So when I got to thinking about video 2, it was literally the day before I had to record it. So we're backtracking about a good 10, 12 days now. And I'm driving down Kennedy to go pick up the girls from school, and I just felt all this anxiety. I'm like, why don't I record? Because, this is where my thoughts get the best of me, is when I'm trying to talk to you. Like, God give me the words to say, and all of a sudden, I turn up the music and I'm just, worshiping and singing, and the words just started, overwhelming me with exactly what to say. And I'm like, grit. When I think of mental toughness or any kind of like toughness, I've always heard the word grit, but I didn't know what it stood for. I didn't really know what it meant. But I just started pondering on the word, and tears are just flowing, and I'm like, grit, what does this mean, God? Like, show me more. Like, what is grit? Like, what does it mean to have grit? So I'm sitting at the red light, or I was like in bumper to bumper traffic. Like, we weren't moving for minutes. And I quickly Google grit, and the definition of grit. The definition of grit is courage and resolve or strength of character. So some synonyms for grit are courage, bravery, mental toughness, like exactly what I had just said. And so I was like, wow, this word is spot on. It was exactly the word I was looking for, but to me, it started forming to become so much more, because through these last, I would say 6 or 7 months now, I've really just made a conscious effort to reformulate the way I think. Anytime that something is bothering me, or I don't know the answer, or something happens to me and I just, I'm like, why? I've really made a conscious effort to shift my thoughts and give it to God, and just kind of put the ball in His court, so that way I don't feel that pressure anymore. And granted, even if you pray about it, or you quote unquote give it to God, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. It doesn't mean the next morning when I wake up, poof, my wish is granted. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes it takes, more prayer. Sometimes it takes more sacrifice. Sometimes, things like that. But at least I know that I'm headed in the right direction of pushing whatever it is off of my plate. So grit started standing out to me even more the more I thought about it. And to me, grit means God restores inadequate thoughts. So when you stop and think about that, and you think about mental toughness, and you think about self-doubt, usually that's what these dark demonic thoughts, or days of doubt come from. They stem from inadequate thoughts about ourselves, and when we think we're not enough, or we think we didn't do our best. When you pray about it and you ask God for help, on whatever it is, whether it's a bad day at work, whether maybe it's binge eating, you can't, in the evenings you're just over snacking, or maybe they are full-on binges, or maybe you just can't make it to the gym because X, Y, and Z is going on, or maybe you can't make it to church on Sunday even though you said you were going to, or whatever those days of doubt or thoughts of doubt are, give it to God, because He will restore inadequate thoughts. And it was just this huge light bulb of an epiphany to me. I was like, gosh, does it feel good to just know that I don't have to deal with this anymore? Surrendering my thoughts to Him is the ultimate answer. And I just can't tell you enough how much it's truly changed my life. especially, like I said, over these last 6 months of just handling things that way. You know, I've honestly been, you know, with the girls a lot, and, you know, I talked about in the first video, the girls struggle with, you know, they're 3 and 5. They struggle with a lot of like demons, you know, and inadequate thoughts, because their minds are so new and they're so moldable, and they just have all of these worldly things just coming at them like whoa. And to a new mind, that is, you know, it's almost deafening. No matter if it's good or bad, it's overwhelming. And I've been really working hard with them, you know, to shift their thoughts, to not let bad guys and monsters consume them. You know, so maybe you're not scared of bad guys and monsters, but maybe you're scared of failing. Maybe you're scared of not being enough. Like I said, whatever it may be, you are in control of shifting your mindset. We are all capable of achieving anything that we want in life. It truly just starts with believing it. You know, so even when I personally have, you know, bad days or days of doubt, or days that I think I didn't give my best, or I wasn't the best coach, or I wasn't a good friend, or I wasn't a good girlfriend, I stop and pray about it, because I know at that point, that's really my only option, because if I dwell on those inadequate thoughts, they will snowball and they will continue to bring you down. Through all of this, you know, of losing the memory card and, you know, whatever my original video was, I feel like I learned a lot through it all, and I felt like God truly used me as an example for myself to surrender my thoughts, because I was really beating myself up about that footage, thinking like, you know, it was the end of time and that was my only opportunity to give it my all. But, you know, here we are, and I'm doing it again. So through this video, I like I said, I just wanted to provide some resources, and one of those resources would be, you know, just to start implementing one positive thought every single day, whether that is, you know, telling yourself that you're beautiful, or telling yourself that you're enough, or telling yourself that you can do it, or that you're going to be number one, or that you're going to be successful, or whatever it may be. Write it down on a sticky note, put it on your dashboard in your car, put it by your coffee pot, put it on your mirror in your bathroom. Those are the things that are empowering and uplifting. When you casually see that message, I promise it's going to put a smile on your face, and it's going to trigger, you know, a little fire in your brain to make you happier, to make your day feel a little better. The more things you implement into your routine to fill your own cup up, and to not curl up in a ball and feel like you have to deal with everything on your own, the better you're gonna feel. Last night at church, actually, well, so yesterday, I was having a really tough day mentally, and I knew that I needed to record this video, but I could not pull myself to do it, because I couldn't even remember what I said in the other video. It was that like poured my heart out kind of video, just like this one's becoming, of course. And I just really asked God yesterday before church, to whatever the service was to be about, for it to be for me. How selfish is that? Of course, I want other people to take away from it, because I think we can all benefit from the same message. But telling myself that put me in the mindset of, no matter what the message was last night at the service, it was for me. And like I said, as selfish as that was, I walked away with a cup that was like overflowing, you guys. Like, that's how easy it is. I am not kidding. When I sat in the car before church, we had to get there early because Drew is part of the sound team now and was doing some training for that, and it's just so incredible. Like, that was a whole nother video. But I sat in the car by myself for a little bit. I told him, you know, you go in early. I got some things I need to do, and then I'll be in, you know, right before church starts. And I took that time to sit in the car of the church parking lot yesterday, and to pray for a few friends, and to pray about this video, and to pray about the service that I was about to be in. Like, I wanted God to give me everything, and He did just that, you guys. Like, when I tell you, our pastor got on stage last night and said, I have a word for business owners. I lost it. He's like, entrepreneur. Now you didn't say entrepreneurs. He didn't say business owners again, but it was just a word for business owners. And it was so like, it just hit me like it is now. And I just knew that like I was right where I needed to be, and that everything from here on last night was for me. And everything was in, yikes, I can't even like get my words together now. It was really powerful. It was just really, really powerful. And we had a really amazing prayer and worship service at the beginning before we broke off into our classes. And I can't even like, it's a whole nother video. I can't get in there and get into that right now. But after that, we broke off into our Bible study classes, and we have already finished the first 3 or 4 classes. And this last class that we're taking now is with our pastor's wife, Sister Kim. And she is an amazing woman, and I absolutely adore her and look up to her and her family and her daughter so much. They're just such incredible people. So I'm really excited about this course with her for the next 6 weeks, and it's actually called I Believe. And honestly, a few weeks ago when we were having to go through all these like classes, I'm like, I don't enjoy this. Like, I want to be in church. I want to be in, listening to my pastor's sermon. I want to be praying. Like, I don't want to be in class. That was my human flesh getting the best of me. My spiritual, my soul, my spiritual side is just on another level because of these classes. I'm a better woman. I'm smarter. I'm more powerful. I'm more confident in my prayer. And it's like, I'm human too. I didn't want to be in those classes, and I came out on top because of them. So now, here I am in the I Believe class, and I just feel so strong and so powerful. And like, I've shifted my prayers so much, like for so long, for months and months and months. I'm praying for things for myself and things that have to just do with me and my life, okay? And that's completely okay. But so much has just shifted and changed, and I know that I've gotten stronger with my faith and my walk, because I'm like not really praying that much for myself anymore. I'm praying for other people, and it's just such a great feeling. And getting to Sister Kim's class like just reassured me of all of that. The I Believe class, it's, I believe who I'm becoming, or who I've become is how I've interpreted. And a few things that just stood out to me at the end of class that I wanted to share with you guys. So one of the last points that Sister Kim made last night was just having a clean mind. And that is something that, like, since I started this whole new spiritual walk, as a lot of you guys know, through the last 6-7 months, like I said, that's been like the biggest push for me is my mind and my heart, my mind and my heart, my heart, my mind. I want to have a clean heart. I want to have a clean mind. I want to have a pure heart. I want to have a pure mind. Like, I just continuously remind myself of those two things so I can stay on top, so I can stay conscious, so I can stay present in my thoughts. And when Sister Kim brought that up, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, okay, like, tell me more. Like, I want to learn more. These are the two things that I always like talk to myself about. And she referenced Psalms 26 too, and it says, "Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my mind and my heart. A renewed mind taking thoughts captive." Romans 12:2 says, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." Self-destructing through thought patterns, meaning everything that we just talked about, self-destructing through thought patterns. Like, that's what I was saying when I said your thoughts snowball. So just the things that she was referencing in scripture, I was just like, oh my gosh, these are all the things that, like, I want to talk about in my video. This just makes perfect sense. And Then she goes, the solution is just, think like Christ, think more Christian-like, have more compassion, be still, be more present, slow down. I think, as just busy Americans, we're always caught up in that hustle and bustle lifestyle. It's just part of today's society and the way of the world, but I don't want to be like that anymore. I want life to slow down. I want to appreciate every moment. I want to love every memory. And you know what? The best part about it is I'm in complete control of doing that. So it's exactly what I'm going to do confidently and successfully. So your thoughts, your beliefs, your speech, your actions, and you'll reap the results. So if you think about those 4 things, your thoughts, your beliefs, your speech, what you say, and your actions, you will reap the results, okay? Whoever you think like is whose thoughts you will receive. Remember that. You are like the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you are around negative people all the time in your job, or just hanging out with people who aren't a good influence, those are the things that are going to affect you. If you're around people who complain all the time and curse and are loud and high-strung and things like that, that's what's going to feed you. That is what you are going to react off of. And I can testify to that because that's how I used to be. Like, I remember ex-boyfriends and best friends, like my best friend Paige and Chelsea, they've told me, and as heartbreaking as it was to hear, it has made me the woman I am today. I've had them tell me they felt like being around me was like walking on eggshells. My mom has said that. But that was because I was constantly so wound up running off of society and these worldly things around me, the media, the news, the masses, social media, things like that, the girls that are walking down the streets next to me in, skimpier clothes. Like, now it's to the point where I'm like, I got a filter on. I don't let those things affect me anymore. I'm so above that. Like, I don't want to conform to society. I want to be better than that. I want to take action. I want to be a strong, successful woman. These are the things that I tell myself on a daily basis, and it's not because I'm conceited, and it's not because I'm full of myself. It's because I'm a child of God, and that is my calling in life, is just to be a good human and help others. And that's why I'm just so passionate about what I do and having this platform to be able to reach some of you. And I know this video has gotten really long, so I'm gonna cut it off here and stop rambling. I know it was kind of all over the place, but this video actually did not turn out like the first video too, because the first one was a lot more organized, but you know what, God had different plans for me. He wanted to use me as an example to surrender my own thoughts through being caught up in losing something and misplacing the card, and I was letting it get the best of me. I was like, oh my gosh, everything's ruined. How do I ever re-record it? Like, come on, Jenna, give me a break. So I finally got it together. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I know I was rambling, but if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what other things you would like to see. I've had some requests to talk more about my Bible studies and doing my Bible studies and devotionals for vlogs. That's something I've never considered, but that was a text I got today of somebody asking, and I'm like, well, okay, if one person's asking that, there's got to be a few others that might be interested. So if that's something you're interested in, or even a virtual Bible study, or just more on, surrendering your thoughts and becoming the best version of yourself, we still have video 3 to come, but tell me the things that you want to hear. I love your feedback. That helps me become a better influencer, become a better coach, become a better friend. Your feedback makes me a better person, and I can't thank you guys enough for watching this video. I appreciate all of the support, and I look forward to seeing you in video 3. Have a good day. Bye.